Welcome to the Madroit Podcast. We bring you bite-sized marketing and sales insights to help you level up, no matter the size of your business. Tune in and answer the big question, what does marketing actually do?
Hey guys, welcome to the Madroit Podcast. Jordan and Winston here to help you build a smarter, more sustainable marketing system that actually supports your business. And today, we are talking about one of the most common questions we hear from growing businesses all the time. Should I hire an in-house marketer or should I bring in an agency or an external partner? So in fairness, it's not a one-size-fits-all answer, but we're going to walk through it and how to think about it. So we'll start with strategy and the problem that's being solved. So before you talk job titles or retainers, let's zoom out for a second. The real question is this. What are you actually trying to solve in your marketing? Is it a bandwidth issue? Is it strategy? Is it execution or clarity, consistency? Any number of these things. So hiring or outsourcing only works when you know the gap that you're actually trying to close, right?
All right, let's talk about it. Bringing someone on internally. Here's when it can be a great move. Here's when it can bite you. Kind of pros and cons. Thinking about it. Pros, focus on your brand, your company full time. Integrated with your team, your culture, more control over day-to-day output. Cons, it's one or a small team with a limited specialty skill set.
Yeah.
It might be a generalist covering a lot of things. They might be a specialist in one area and dipping their toes into other areas of marketing. It requires training, management, overhead costs, of course, with what goes into a salary for someone. An in-house hire makes a lot of sense when your strategy is clear and you need someone who can run day-to-day marketing and execution. All right. So on the flip side of that, working with an agency, Jordan.
Yeah, I think I've lived in that seat, being the in-house marketing person. And then working with the agency side of that is, I think, another piece where if you look at it, working with a marketing partner gives you a lot of different things, a lot of flexibility. But here's a couple places where I think it really shines. So one, you have access to multiple specialists. So as you talked about, you might be a marketing specialist or a generalist that is really good in one area and maybe dipping your toe somewhere else or trying to learn something else on the fly. It happens all the time. But you have access to multiple specialists, strategy, content, design, ads, you name it. That is a huge pro. Faster execution, seen it a lot of times in the one-person marketing team where they can get bogged down on a certain project or a certain initiative that they're trying to get over the line. That's extremely important to companies' bottom line. However, they're not necessarily able to focus all of their attention on executing some of the additional items that the company needs in market. From, I guess, an outside perspective, you're also not in your own echo chamber. It's not just your eyes on it. It's not just your words that you're just pouring over, trying to make sense. Is this the right piece of content to use? Is this the right image? Is this the right way to say this? You have somebody else that is going to be able to bounce ideas off of, and then strategists and specialists that are going to be able to tell you the why it's the best option. And then scalable and flexible. A lot of times when we talk about being scalable, it's the ability to level up with the company as they grow and increase your presence, or in some cases, if it's needed, come in and actually decrease the presence that they had previously, because that's essentially what you're getting with that full team. Now, on the flip side of that, some of the cons are that it does require collaboration in order to align tone and voice, right? We need that input from the key stakeholders within the company to make sure that we can make their words come to life. Less embedded into your day-to-day operations. We're not in the office right next to you. In many cases, we're also not solely focused on you 24/7 or 8 to 5 days a week. So I think the right partner helps you move faster and smarter, especially when you don't necessarily have the time to build out a full team. Wynn, did I miss anything?
No, just touching on one of the pros you mentioned, faster execution, proven systems. That's all true, generally, right? I think some people may go, oh, we have someone in-house, we can do things so quickly. And that's true for one-off things, but we've seen it from time to time pretty consistently where because that person is in-house, the focus changes all the time. So yes, they can do one thing really fast, but then all this other stuff gets put to the wayside. Whereas working with an agency like us, like another agency, they might have multiple people on it working in parallel to execute on something. So it may not start that same minute, but it starts pretty quickly and then is executed upon, delivered upon consistently faster on average.
Yeah, I agree. I can think of a number of stories where the difference in working with somebody who is in-house would differ drastically if you're working with an external team as well. All of that to get us to the point of where if you are considering hiring somebody internally, what's a reason why or when it would be the time to do that?
Yeah. Say you're leaning towards bringing someone in-house. Here are some signs that might be the right move. You've got repeatable campaigns and content and systems that need daily management, regular support. You need internal communication support across sales, customer service, rest of leadership. Your systems are set or established foundationally, and you need someone to run with them. You're ready to build a department and not just fill a gap of a certain type of campaign or marketing initiative or strategy. And overall, to make sure you're hiring for the job you need done, not just the job title, and trying to load them up with other responsibilities that may not fit into what their strengths are or what the marketing person should actually be doing.
It all comes back to the why, right? Like, why are you doing this? What problem are you trying to solve? And then how can that person come in and execute on that for you? So now that we've covered when it's time to bring somebody in internally, let's go over when it's time to bring in a partner, maybe like Madroit. So here's where a marketing partner makes the most impact and avoids the risk of potentially a hire that you may regret. So a couple of good ideas or a couple of times when it may be a good idea for you to bring a partner in. You need strategy and execution fast. You've delayed doing this and you've delayed campaigns getting in market, or you've tried to be doing it yourself and you don't like the results that you're seeing. We can come in, we can typically make an impact and show you some of the opportunities that are out there for you very quickly. You're launching or you're growing and you can't wait another 3 to 6 months to hire somebody. A lot of times you just don't have the bandwidth to keep running the business, try to do the marketing, but then on top of that, still look to hire somebody in as well. So that is where we can come in again with the full team that can come with a marketing partner. That can be a huge difference maker for your business. Another instance of this is if you want to test and iterate before committing to a full internal team. Maybe you're considering about hiring or building that department as you described, but you want to test the waters to see if you might be able to go a different way. And even just to be able to talk to somebody, to give honest recommendations and have discussion about where you want to go. Certainly ability to do so there. Or as we had highlighted initially, you need access to multiple skill sets, but you don't necessarily want to be talking to 5 different freelancers or your cousin's son who, dabbles in websites or marketing, and now they're your full-on marketing generalist. Those are real things that can happen out there. And that's where it could be a good idea to partner with a marketing firm. So it's not necessarily like you're outsourcing just to check a box, right? You're actually bringing in an expert team that's going to help you build something that is going to be real and tangible and ultimately help your business level up.
So in addition to that kind of a hybrid model, right?
Yeah.
Working with someone internally on your own team and having an agency or a firm that you partner with for other pieces of marketing. That might look like a marketing coordinator in-house with an agency team that does strategy and content marketing. Could be doing their paid ads for that. Could be partnering with someone who does paid ads, working with a marketing coordinator to align with different seasons of the business or initiatives that they have internally for the business. It might look like building out a playbook and having your internal team run with it, run with what they can, and then using the agency or firm to work the other pieces that they don't have time for, aren't experts in, just feel like the agency would do better. Another version of that is partnering with a firm like ours or any other for the long term. It's not just to fill in gaps from time to time. It's to partner and to have the firm do what they do best versus you, the business, who does whatever other service it may be, whether it's professional services, home services, So you can focus on that while leaving the marketing to experts and coordinating that and making sure it aligns with your business, but not having to own the day-to-day of that.
Yeah, but I would say I've lived in that world, and I think it was extremely beneficial to be able to oversee and to partner with somebody who could be that specialist and that voice of here's the why, here's why we're doing this, here's why things are structured this way, and then ultimately leave it up to someone like me who was in charge of the strategic side of it, of when things are going in market, why they're going in market, pairing creative with what's going in market, and then also being able to relate that back to the goals and objectives of the business. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily about which model is better. It's about which is better for you right now, because everybody's at a different stage in their business and in their development. So it's about building for the phase that you're in right now, then evolving as you grow. Hire for consistency. Make sure you partner for clarity, speed, and strategy, and never force a structure that doesn't really fit your business.
That's all for this episode of the Madroit Podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions that you want us to talk about on the pod or want to get in touch with us, please visit madroitmarketing.com/podcast. Thanks for listening.